everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today's video, as you can see from the title, is going to be talking about me in quarantine, how it's been the past few days and what I think is going to happen in the next few days, and maybe just give you guys some tips on like what to do during these times, especially if you're a mom, and how to handle all that. So just if you're interested in my journey and then maybe some tips, then just keep on watching. I've had a lot of ideas on different videos that I want to do for my YouTube channel during this time in quarantine. This time is a perfect time for us to kind of like let our creative juices flow and just kind of like take some time for ourselves. There's several important things that you need to do, and the first thing that you need to do in order to take care of yourself is to make sure that your mental health is okay. And I know that in my previous videos I've talked about mental health, and maybe some of you guys are like, oh my gosh, here she goes again on mental health, but like, what do you expect? I'm a psych major and my long-term goal is to become a therapist, so on this channel you're going to hear a lot about that from me. Mental health is super important during these times. I understand like so many people are worried and there's like literally just panic everywhere. It's so sad to go into stores, like into the grocery store, and you just see like shelves that are empty. You see so many places are being shut down, and it's foreign, you know, to, especially if you live in like a busy city such as Chicago. There were pictures of like the Bean and like just pictures of downtown to Chicago, and it's literally like dead, like just nobody's around, and it's just crazy to see that. And I feel like people are seeing this all over social media and been seeing this all over social media, and there's like the good chunk of people that are just already have anxiety or already are suffering from other mental health disorder or something like that, that is just has already been affecting them, and then this panic and like just all this commotion around them is just setting them off even more. And then there's also those people that are like, no, it's fine, like it's an exaggeration and it needs to, you know, be cut off, like we're all gonna be fine and all of that. So I understand this side and I also understand this side, and I think that all of us need to come to a happy medium. So obviously it's going to be difficult for those of us that already have things such as anxiety, especially if you have chronic anxiety or depression, things like that. It's going to be harder for you because you already have that underlying thing that you have to deal with, and this is just heightening it. So I think overall, in order to make sure that we're okay, we have to make sure to take care of ourselves, and that's going to end up actually helping our immune system. Because if we sit here and we're just panicking over everything and stressing about everything and just kind of like worrying all of the time, then it's just going to affect our immune systems and we're going to end up getting sick. And that's what you want to avoid, is getting sick. Just make sure that you're taking care of yourself. And I think one of the most important ways of doing that is just with your mental health. Of course, I mean, you know, wash your hands, please wash your hands. Practice social distancing, that is so important. And I'm going to talk about that later, but you know, practice social distancing, eat vitamins, I don't know, drink orange juice, eat healthy. All of that stuff is important. Make sure that you're keeping up with your good hygiene and good diet. Work out at home. I know a lot of gyms are closing, and pretty much probably all of them are going to close at some point. So make sure that you're still keeping up with your daily routines at home, because if you just kind of sulk around, then it's not going to do any good. So, you know, just kind of like take it step by step. Everybody has their own ways of getting themselves to like relax or something. For me, I love to pray, I love to listen to music, and I love to meditate. So in the mornings or most of the time at night, I will meditate. When I'm trying to get Sebastian to sleep, we'll both sit in his room, which is where I'm at currently, and we'll both kind of just sit with the lights off, and I'll pray at first, and then I'll just kind of like think about everything that I'm thankful for, think about everything that I know is going on in the world, and just kind of like soak in the moment with Sebastian. And that's my way of meditating. That moment of just kind of silence and being able to just hug him is my way of kind of just meditating and getting through that. And I think that's super essential for anyone, especially in today's day and age where all of our lives are just go, 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 like looking at social media, being on your phone, working, going to school, whatever the situation is. It's always just constant and like quick, and we just don't stop. And so I think it's important for you to just kind of like sit down, meditate, or, you know, read a book, or just listen to music. I know meditating and prayer isn't for everyone, but it's definitely essential to everyone to just kind of take some time to unwind, however that may be. Try to do something where it doesn't involve electronics, unless it's like listening to music and you have that playing off on the side or through your headphones, or read a book, or just sit there and either talk out loud and talk to whatever you believe in, or just talk to yourself, or just sit there in silence. And it's literally so serene to be able to do that, and I think it's necessary for our mental health. So that's something that I've been doing throughout these times, and especially now when we are all just stuck at home and we're kind of like, oh, what are we gonna do? Social distancing, like, I need to be out, I need to be doing this and that. Like, no, we really don't. It's just what we are used to doing, is just not being home. And I've always been a homebody, so it kind of sucks because I do like going out, but at the same time, I've always just been at home, and I've just done my own thing at home. So it's not really an issue for me. But at the same time, I do get other people are just, they like to be out, they like to be doing things. They don't like working from home, or they don't like the fact that their school is now online, like they pay all this money and all that stuff. So I understand, and I understand that it's difficult, but it's just what we have to do right now to be able to help each other. Otherwise, things could get really bad. And we've seen a situation in China and in Italy, and we're just a few steps behind. And if we don't take it seriously, then things are going to get really bad really fast. So another thing that I kind of have already touched on is social distancing. I know so many people right now that this week was their spring break and they already had plans. And of course, I get it. Like, you are on your spring break, especially if you're like me and you're a senior in college. This is it. Like, this is the last spring break and you already paid all this money to do this or that. Like, I get it. I was just in your shoes last week. I was in Cancun. I mean, again, last week things weren't as crazy as they are this week, or towards, like, they got towards the end of the week. I was there kind of like just for the beginning of the week. I understand, people want to be able to do what they had planned to do and everything. I also had another trip. One of my cousins is getting married, and I was actually a bridesmaid. And because of this virus, I'm not able to attend the wedding anymore, and I'm really sad because I was looking forward to seeing my family and to being a part of my cousin and his fiance's wedding. And just the fact that they had asked me to be a bridesmaid, I was very honored and happy to do that, and now I can't. And so that's something that's really sad. But at the same time, you have to think smart, and you have to think, sure, I am young and my parents are young and my brother and my son is young, and so we probably would have all been fine. But we also have to make sure to think traveling, if we catch it, we take it to wherever we go. And if other people catch it, they can give it to us and we can bring it back here. So we have to be conscious of that. And you also have to be conscious of that even in your small towns. Like, I know some of my friends are like, hey, let's go get dinner, let's go, before the bars were closing, let's go to the bar, let's go do this or that. And I'm like, I want to hang out with you and I do miss you guys, but you have to understand that social distancing is cool. Like, social distancing is the good thing to do, especially if you're surrounded by a lot of people that might be older individuals. Just think of them, or think of all the children that might not have the best immune system, or just all the people in general that don't have the best immune system. This is affecting them primarily, but that doesn't mean that it can't affect you too. So just do your part and to try to just stay home and not spread the disease so that this can be resolved more quickly. I just want to take a moment to say that I'm thinking about all of you that maybe have lost their job or have to be at home without pay. I know I'm one of those people. I work at 2 offices at my school, and I love my school and I love my job, but I am not able to be paid as I'm not working. And I understand that because I'm obviously not working, but it still kind of sucks because that was pretty much my only form of income, and that's how I used to, pay my bills and just kind of like get by. I am so blessed to be able to have my parents and my family that have helped me and have helped me raise my son as well. And so I'm able to just kind of stay with them, and my parents both still have their jobs, so we are very fortunate for that. But I know that there are so many people out there that don't have that ability to have a job or to be paid right now, and I know that it sucks, and we all just kind of have to do our part to pray for each other, uplift each other, and to just help each other out. Also, I kind of wanted to just give some tips, some pointers to all my fellow moms, and to also my fellow college moms, because if you are in the position that I'm in right now, my college extended our spring break for 1 more week, and then after that we start online classes to about mid-April, which is something that I wasn't expecting. None of us were expecting, but you kind of have to make do with what you can. So I'm just kind of gonna give you some pointers on how to approach that situation as best as you can, especially being a mom. But this can also be for any college student that maybe has never taken an online class before. Maybe these tips will help you. I'll leave a link below on how I use my planners and kind of organize myself. I made a video for that, so I'll leave that linked in the description below if you're interested in that. It's important to kind of get help from other people. It's hard when you live on your own, and I don't live on my own, so but it's still hard. But you're always going to have somebody that's willing to help. You just have to ask for that help. And you also, if you're a college mom like me, and you're kind of worried about the fact that you are going to have to take care of your child and also do your schoolwork, make sure that you talk to your professors and say, I understand that, a lot's going on with the situation, and you must have a lot on your plate having to take this class from in person to online, but I'm hoping that I could kind of just work with you if I need to, because I have to take care of my child at home, and it's going to be kind of difficult for me kind of shifting from this to online classes and also having to take care of my child. So just make sure that you communicate with your professors, and I guarantee that most of them are going to be very understanding. We often go overlooked, and if we don't say that to the professors, they're not going to know. So just kind of like let them know. And even if you don't have a child, and if you have another situation where you're like kind of getting worried because you have to deal with something else at home, and you also want to be able to do well in school, just make sure that you're open and verbal with your professors, and I guarantee that most of them, if not all of them, are going to be willing to work with you. Keep your email notifications on, keep your planners out in the open, keep your workspace, make sure that you pick a space in your house or your apartment or wherever you're working, and make sure it is clean at all times. That desk needs to be organized and clean, and that's going to be the best way to make sure that you are working effectively. In my room, I have kind of like a vanity thing that I made, and I think I'm thinking about just using that as my workspace. I'm gonna make sure to keep that organized and keep my planner on there. But like I said, it's very important to keep your email notifications on. And if you have a tablet or even an iPhone or just a smartphone in general, download the app to whatever you use for school. I use Blackboard. I know other people use Canvas or Canva or whatever it is. So just turn on the notifications for that and be checking it regularly so that you can stay on top of all of your assignments. I actually took an online class last summer, and it was a science class, and it was kind of, I don't like science, but I had to take the class. And so what I did was just went through the syllabus, and I wrote down everything that we needed to do, just basically what I do for every semester. And like I said, if you want to go watch that video on my organization, click the link below. I just went through and I put down all the assignments and everything, and I tried to work ahead of time just in case anything were to have come up during that time, that I could just have some time to have worked ahead and not get like behind. So just make sure that you stay on top of things, and if you can, work ahead, and if not, just do your best to take it one step at a time. I think that's the best advice I can give you. Also, if you have a child at home, keep them entertained. And I know that it's kind of hard sometimes when you have children at home, but You know, they've got toys, they've got books. I know some people don't like to keep their children glued to a TV or anything like that, but sometimes, I mean, I don't judge because I do it. Sometimes it's just kind of like, here, sit for a second so I could just go to the bathroom or like go do something, and they're just entertained by the TV. So if you're one of those parents that is just kind of like, okay, yeah, I need just a moment for them to just sit down, play something on the TV for them. There's a ton of stuff on Netflix or even just on YouTube. I actually also bought my son some coloring books, and I bought him some twistable crayons because the normal crayons he just eats. And he's been fascinated with that, so I'm just kind of letting him play with that. I'm also probably gonna order some Play-Doh and maybe have it delivered to my house because he seems to like Play-Doh. So just, you know, get them things that'll keep them occupied, and maybe just leave it either on the floor next to you and just keep him or her entertained that way while you're off to the side doing your homework as well. I think it's also important to remember, aside from doing your schoolwork, continue that bond with your child. It's gonna be kind of, if you're not used to being around them all the time. If you guys are like me, where my son goes to daycare while I'm supposed to be at school or working, I get that time apart from him, and so I'm not used to having him at the house all the time. Take that time to take care of yourself, but also to, you know, continue that bond with your child. For now, that's all that I have to talk about. If I come up with other things, I'll probably make some more videos because, I mean, I have pretty much all of the time in the world now to be able to make videos and edit them and upload them, so I'm gonna try my best to keep doing that. I hope this video was helpful for you guys, even if it wasn't, and if you just stuck until the end just listening to me talk and rant. I appreciate so much all of you guys that watch my videos and have subscribed to my channel, and those of you that have shared my videos as well. I enjoy making videos so much. It's such a cool hobby to have, and I hope that I can continue to help any other college mom or just young mom or a mom in general, or, you know, just college students as well, or whomever is watching. I appreciate so much for you guys watching them and giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for sticking with me. I'll see you guys next time.